Right then, what do we have here?
Oh, one of my most favourites, XJ Coupe. This is a 4.2, the right one. Arguably the right colour, very popular colour in its day. Actually, looking at some of the modern colours out there now, it's probably come back round again, I would think. A little unusual being Vela interior. Believe it or not, I'm ever so sure it would have been special order. And that interior would have been probably more expensive than the standard leather. And it was easy to sell because it was warm in the winter, cool in the summer, whereas leather was blooming hot in the summer and cold in the winter. So it actually sold quite well. So what a lovely, lovely car. Fantastic condition. And not a lover of the steering wheel, but you know, each to his own. It don't matter, does it really? But you soon put an original one back on there. That's not a problem at all. But generally speaking, the more you look round it, the better it is. Carpet all looks original to me. Obviously, interior is. Could do with a nice wet vac in the interior and that, clean that up and that. But usual sort of things. It's the type of things that wants doing to it. A little bit of recommissioning, if you like. A little bit of, you know, weekend work. Best way to sum it up. Because all these little things, you know, like a little bit of muck on the seat and that sort of thing, it all creeps up on you when you're using them. You know, you don't even notice it until you start to stand back and think about it. But look how straight and nice she is. Really ever so honest on door skins and such like. Hard to imagine really why Jaguar done it, to be fair. It's a little bit difficult to work that out because the XJ6, when it came out in 1968, I think it was, 68, 69, obviously 4-door and 2.8s and 4.2s. I think the first one out was a 2.8 actually, I can't be sure. But, and they sold very well. Waiting list. In fact, I know a guy that bought a brand new one out of a main dealer in Bedford and they wouldn't let him have it before a certain date. So he's just a funny bloke. I mean, you could say he's wired up wrong, he's just eccentric, that's all we'll say. And he actually got into the dealership last thing at night, stopped in the dealership, managed to hide himself in the dealership,
really?
Slept in the car that night, and as soon as they like rolled the shut and the doors come up the next morning, whoosh, he was out with a Jag and that. So he was determined to be the first man in Bedfordshire with an XJ6. He was.
Really?
Yeah. But anyway, there you go. Beautiful car, 4.2 Jack Coupe, as you can see. I love them to bits, absolutely love them. They're a heartbreaking car, like not the coupe particularly, but all the XJ range really, especially this year, because they were a little bit troublesome. You know, submersible fuel pumps. You'd have one go one week, another one go the next week, and you used to get a little bit fed up with little bits and pieces going wrong, a few electric stuff and switches going wrong and things. And I do remember having one identical but in Carriage Brown, I think it was, and saying to the lads in the showroom, just put it in the showroom, get it sold, and that didn't sell. I even said to one of them, take it into Bedford and part exchange it for something weird. I'm sick of looking at it. But then 6 months later,
want another.
Oh, got to have another Jag, got to have another Jag. Best driving car in the world, beautiful car. The trade used to say in this day, this car was a better driving car than a Shadow, without a doubt. And I tend to agree because as what can we say, one or two of the older guys would say that you can jazz them about. Jim Fulton's a prime example. You can jazz these cars about. What he means by that, you can throw them around and aim them about and fly about, and they're lovely. They respond beautifully. Extremely good example, as you can see. Again, you've got to make a little bit of an allowance for XJs of this age, especially coupes, because there aren't many nice ones. There's a few out there that are totally exceptional, amazing, but there might be two, and the other 98 are not so clever. This is lovely, absolutely lovely. I can live with that car. What a beautiful example. One or two little tiny bits and pieces, look, but considering the fact that it hasn't been messed about with, I presume it's been painted at some stage, but if that is the case, it was a long, long time ago, I can assure you. I'll show you the engine. Vinyl roots, I think it's standard. I don't remember ever seeing one without vinyl roots, I'm pretty sure it was standard. But look at that. What a genuine looking old car. Look at all this. A few little touch-ups to do, bits and pieces, but you imagine that washed and cleaned and then touched up, things like this painted. Like I just keep saying, weekend work, that's all it wants.
Titivating.
Yeah, a little bit of paintwork required underneath here, and then maybe put some sound deadening pads up here, or whatever, but it's just a lovely old car. And as I say, you've got to make allowances for this particular Model XJ because they didn't really stand the test of time, I'm afraid. So I love it to bits. Mileage is I don't know, mileage, is it? It's done 30,000, 40,000 miles. It ain't done much, surely. What's it showing? Yeah, blow me down. I wouldn't believe it. 99,000 miles.
Really? Been looked after.
Someone said to me what mileage that's done. Looking at them seats, a bit of wear there as you can see. But looking at the seats, carpets and the general condition, I'd have thought it was like 40, 45, 50,000 miles. Done its miles well.
Yes.
Proper wheels. Again, not keen on the white ones, but that's each to be one, isn't it? So you can take them off and turn them down. That's not a problem at all. So what more can you say about a very rare, really superb XJ6 Coupe that is probably, well, not probably, without a doubt, the most desirable model of the XJ range.
There you go. Come down, have a closer look. Cheers.